sun is burning me. I can't stand sunlight. It's been 10 years since I've been outside. You can take a pic, but don't come near me. My skin is translucent. I look like a Skrillex mutant. Get this far away from me. I don't need your judgment. Guy from Quebec is my husband. I can understand already. Your husband's music sucks. I used to be punk rock, but now I'm trying to achieve pop. Michael West, can someone help me? This video's so back up. Lyrics are so sad that Hello Kitty has banned me. I am so immature, dressed up like I am for them. I'm a rapper or an insane. I'm so confused.
You stole my haircut and skin tone, and my dubstep style, you hope. This song is a horrible joke. These lyrics fit on a post-it note.
This hit is so racist. Made my neighbors look cloned and brainless. Cause they all look alike to me.
Is this bitch serious?
Paid them tons of money to stereotype the country. Make the son of the family.
Calm down, Mrs. Levine, I don't care because you look extremely sickly.
Someone kill this guy, yeah, he just touched my forehead. It seems disinfected right now, please! I can't believe!
Why are you holding like a cartoon?
Because that's what somebody's gonna do. They all clap their hands and sound like this.
Get out of there, you can't resist. After all, you must stop this everybody hates it even more than this bad thing goes back.
I think we were way off the step. He pops up on the wing, back to the top in his rap.
Great idea!
I'm a lot of trash out. Fried chicken, something elegant. Fried chicken, something elegant. Fried chicken, something
It's gonna be
elegant.
huge with the urban market.
Fried chicken.
You two so dumb, motherfuckers!
Yo guys, thanks for watching my Hello Kitty parody. If you want...
Yep, so that was Bart Baker's Hello Kitty parody. Actually, the last part of that song and the fried chicken, you guys can actually get that as a ringtone on iTunes. That's really cool. So, in the last chapter of Can't Evan Think Straight, it's weird because actually Evan almost kissed Sebastian. Sebastian didn't pull away or anything. It's so weird because Sebastian, I wonder, one of the questions was, do you think Sebastian even knew that Evan was trying to kiss him? Because Sebastian didn't move away when Evan started leaning in. So, yeah, so chapter 13, Sebastian's point of view. Are you leaving, Seb? Murphy asked me. Rory and Evan just left his house. I shrugged and nodded. Yeah, I've got some things to do at home. I'll see you tomorrow, Murphy. I said, bye, Savvy, Celia said. I bit my cheek hard and forced a pleasant smile. God, I hated it when people called me anything other than Sebastian. I only didn't mind it when Murphy or Liam called me by my nickname, but bye, Celia, I said, giving them a small wave before pulling on my shoes and leaving the house. I got in my car and turned on my music. I don't even know, Jim something singing Electric Love blasted out, and I turned the volume down a little as I pulled out the driveway and started towards my house. I mumbled along the words of the music as I drove towards my house. I concentrated on my driving and the music only. I pulled in my driveway a few minutes later and shut the car off. I got out and locked my car before letting myself inside my own house. After slipping on my shoes, I went upstairs and into my bedroom. I shut my door and locked it before collapsing on my bed. Okay, Sebastian, calm down, I mumbled to myself. Evan had almost freaking kissed me outside of Ty's grill. I mean, if he hadn't been for the car honking up the street, he probably would have. Oh, I knew Evan liked me. How could I not? Oh, the guy was head over heels for me. He was extremely obvious about it. It was commotion to listen to him babble about how sexy I was, and then try to claim he was straight. But why had I almost let him kiss me? Surely that was taking things way too far. I didn't even like Evan. Not one bit. The guy was a hot mess stumbling around in Narnia. I just found it fun, amusing to mess with him. I loved teasing him and watching him get lost in my eyes. I knew that's why he never made eye contact with me. He had almost admitted to me that he liked me several times, but Rory and Murphy stopped him. It was a little frustrating. You do not like Evan, I reminded myself sternly. You just love seeing his reaction when you flirt with him. I folded my hands behind my head and stared up at my blank ceiling. I would have to be more careful. Fire was only dangerous if you couldn't control it, and I was starting to lose a little control. Sebastian, you do not have feelings for Evan whatsoever, I said. I sighed. Great. Now I was talking to myself. I rolled my eyes and mindlessly began to tap my fingers against my pillow. If I could get Evan away from everyone, especially Rory, I could get him to come out to me. But did I really want him to come out to me? Then he'd expect me to tell him whether or not I liked him. And when I said no, he would get too upset to come near me anymore. I could not mess with him anymore. His reactions would be... His reactions were so hilarious. I pushed it out of my mind and shut my eyes. I could mess around with him more tomorrow. But for now, I would have to be extremely careful not to let things get too far. I did not want to fucking kiss Evan. I thought it would make me shudder a little. Celia, tell me you love me, Celia. Are you feeling me now? I groaned. I rolled over and smacking around until I managed to turn off my alarm. I sat up and looked down at myself, realizing I was still in my clothes. Sebastian Amsel! You are a classy one, I mumbled, running a hand through my hair as I stood up. I went to my bathroom and stripped, taking a quick shower before throwing some clothes on. I went out to the kitchen to grab myself some breakfast. Sebastian, are you going to Murphy's after school? My mom asked, glancing up at me as she made herself coffee. I don't know yet, Mom, I said with a shrug, grabbing a granola bar out of the cupboard and opening it. But I'm running late. I have to go to school. Bye. Don't speed on your way to school. One ticket and you'll lose that car, Mom said, watching me grab my car keys. I rolled my eyes and nodded. She told me that just about every time I was running late to go somewhere. I grabbed my backpack before getting in my car and driving myself to school. I got out and made my way inside, searching around for Murphy. Hey, Seb, Murphy greeted us, and I finally found him. Hey, Murphy, I said with a nod. He glanced at me and bit his lip. Seb, what's going on between you and Evan? Nothing, I said with a shrug. We're just friends. But he wants to be more than friends. I hope you're not taking advantage of that. He's a narcissistic idiot. But he's a good guy, Murphy said with a deep frown. Don't worry, Murphy, I said, flashing him with a reassuring smile. I have everything under control. I might have let things go a little bit too far last night, but nothing came of it. I wouldn't let him get that far again. When lunchtime rolled around, I walked with Murphy to our usual table. Evan was sitting there talking to Rory, who was probably ignoring him. Their friendship was quite interesting thing to watch. Hey guys, I said, giving them a friendly smile. Hey Sebastian, Rory said, nodding at me. Hey Evan, looking up, but only slightly. I'll let it go for now as I turned my attention to my lunch. I would get that from him later. I loved how simply he looked into my eyes, hypnotized the guy. I ate my lunch and mentally trying to plot how to get Evan alone so I could tease him more. Coming up with a plan, I waited until Evan was finished with his lunch before making my move. Hey Evan, since you're done with your lunch, can you help me with something, I asked? Yeah. Evan said, standing up and throwing out his empty lunch bag. I got up. Evan silently followed me out of the cafeteria. He led me down the senior wing into the boys' locker room. I signed up before holding the door open. After you, I said with a friendly smile. Evan hurried into the locker room and I followed him, shutting the door and letting my eyes scan the room carefully and nodding in satisfaction. We're alone. What do you need help with, Sebastian? Evan looked down at his feet demandingly. I want you to help me to move some stuff to a different locker, Murphy's stuff in there, too. And I would just go a little faster with some help. I explained with a casual shrug. I went over to the locker I shared with Murphy and put the combination. I pulled it open and pointed at a random locker. We're moving our stuff over there. We're moving our stuff there. Evan came over, not meeting my eyes, and reaching to grab a shirt to move. I reached out and gently but firmly gripped his wrist. Evan froze, his gaze locked on the shirt, not wanting to meet my eyes. I tilted his chin and forced him to look at me. I wish you would look into my eyes, I whispered. I always look at you, he said, his eyes widened a little. Not at you like to eye rape you. I definitely don't do that. That'd be creepy. Nope, I totally don't think you're hotter than hell or anything. I like girls. But I look at you in a straight way, yeah. I fought back a laugh as I nodded at him. I thought he was so smooth and casual, when in reality he was an obvious moron. I shifted closer to him, that my face was in front of his. Is your shoulder bothering you at all? I asked, making sure my breath blew down his neck. He shivered, and I felt the smirk appear on his face. I wouldn't mind messaging you again. Yeah, my shoulder is killing me, he said, obviously lying. I must have really hurt it. Oh, the pain. I released him slowly. Turn around and take off your shirt. Take your shirt off, I said. He eagerly pulled the shirt off, and he gripped in his hand, turning around and letting my fingers gently brush over her shoulder. Snickering to myself as he shivered again, I let my fingers dig into his skin, messaging him. I've got more wits, a better kiss, a hotter touch, a better fuck than any boy you'll ever meet, I sang casually. Evan gulped audibly, and my smirk grew Something wrong, Evan? I asked. I don't think I ever heard you curse before, he said, the grip on his shirt and his hands tightened. Well, sorry about that. I've just had that song stuck in my head for a little. I said, so, out of curiosity, if a girl like Celia isn't your type, then what is your type? Big booty bitches, he blurted out. I raised an eyebrow at him. Big booty bitches? You didn't strike me as that type. His face heated up. I didn't mean that, he groaned. I shifted so I was holding his gaze again. So what do you mean? What are you attracted to? I whispered, still working my hands on his shoulder. I felt him tense up. I'm attracted to sexy. He managed to tear his gaze away, but instead of dropping to the floor, his eyes fell on my body. He eagerly took in the sight of my muscles before dropping down to my shirt and probably wishing I had it off. Sexy what? I asked, my lips brushing against his ear as I spoke. Not you, he began to babble nervously. Definitely not you, with your abs, your strong-looking muscles, your sexy face, your perfect hair, your charm. Nope, I totally like girls. Girls have a cootie. That's me. I have wet dreams and touch myself with the thought of girls. Not you, girls. Oh my god, he was a frickin' moron. I see, I said, nodding and fighting off more laughter. I was beginning to understand, but I've already put up with being Evan's best friend. There was never a dull moment when you were around him and his stupidity. I slowly pulled my hands away from Evan's topless self. Feeling any better? I asked him. He nodded and pulled the shirt back on, trying not to meet my eyes. He turned and tried to help me move the clothes again. I put my arm out. Evan froze as I pushed him back against the lockers. You get so strange around me, Evan. I ask you this every time, but you never answer me. Do I make you uncomfortable? I asked, bringing myself closer that our bodies were nearly touching. No, pressing your sexy body against me doesn't make me uncomfortable at all. I'm totally comfortable. Straight and comfortable, he choked out. Well, that's good, I whispered. Evan shakily reached his hand out to grip my arm. His smirk dropped from my face at the feeling of that shot my arm up at his touch. A sudden feeling to kiss Evan overwhelmed me, and I jerked back, almost falling in the process. I caught myself against the locker and forced a grin on my face. Well, you know what? The period is almost over. I'll move my stuff later, but thanks. But thank you, I said, shutting my locker and locking it. Evan nodded, looking confused. I led him out of the locker room. I'll meet up with you guys in a minute. I left something in there, I lied pleasantly. I slid back in the locker room, leaned against the wall. I ran a hand through my hair and let out a disbelief laugh. I do not like Evan. I mumbled to myself. I'm just tired, that's all. I shuddered as I thought back to that overwhelming feeling. Gross. I definitely want to kiss him. I definitely didn't want to kiss him. I had to get control of this again. Teasing Evan was fun, but not when it messed with my head too. I had to get my emotions in check. I knew for a fact I wasn't attracted to Evan. He was just amusing. That was all. So I couldn't shake the feeling of his hand on my arm. Oh, there's no. There I gave you Sebastian's point of view. Haha. So, what do you think what do you guys think of him now that you read his point of view? I think Sebastian's amazing. So, what do you think Sebastian's actually going through? Do you think Sebastian also likes Evan? Leave your answers in the comment section below, and I will see you guys tomorrow for, what? I think I'm going to do white. I'm doing white. Now, the colors if you guys watched last week's video, you'll see that I did white, and I'm going to be doing white. I'm going to be doing, these 2 weeks will be white, the next 2 weeks will be pink, and then the 2 weeks after that will be black. So, yeah, you get it. So, yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow for White Day, and I cannot wait. So, I will see you guys tomorrow. And until next time, gays okay, just ask the GSA. Mwah!